Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of SRB Chronicles. I'm of course Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And on today's episode, considering what coming at the end of January, I figured this would be
Comes out in
January 26th.
Yeah, it comes out in 10 days.
So, anyways, of course, we're talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Now, we're gonna just as a disclaimer, we are mainly going to talk about the one because of course we've talked about the theme of this show. We are mainly going to talk about the one we grew up with, which was Dragon Ball Z. I know eventually they came out with Dragon Ball on Toonami, but we're going to pretty much focus on Z, pretty much, because that's the one.
Well, there goes my notes.
Can you pick that up, please?
Continue.
What are we going to say? So this is what we're probably on Z, pretty much. We'll probably mention Super, mention stuff from the original series.
Well, nothing too much from Super, because I haven't really watched anything from Super.
I'm not going to get into, I'm not going to get into spoilers. I'm not going to get into spoilers. No spoilers for Super. But we will talk a little bit about it, because it did help. Because of what Toonami and Dragon Ball Z did, is what helped essentially bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
So, get your notes, please.
Go, start.
But I didn't do the research.
That's what I said. When I do my notes are different than yours, how you go through them. That's why.
Okay, so, because I usually start with the history, that's why. I usually start with the
Dragon Ball was created by Akira Toriyama.
Yes.
Yes. It was originally a manga, pretty much, that was like in.
Hold on a sec.
Okay.
For the sake of this, I'm gonna correct you. It's manga.
Manga, same shit, damn it.
Manga, please.
Manga. Okay. Called Weekly Shonen Jump, pretty much, and that's when it first really appeared, pretty much.
Okay.
And it went from 1984 to 1995. Pretty much, that's how long it went into that's how long it was. It was a basic, it was one of those type of basic comics or mangas, whatever you want to freaking say. All right, that it was always a weekly issue where it's like showing action adventure. Kids something the kids for the read. But this one was a really in-depth type of good story, with action, adventures, good story to it. Yeah,
the original series was essentially loosely based on the story of the Monkey King, Son Goku.
It's actually mainly, specifically, inspired by Journey to the West.
Journey to the West.
It's like, in a way, that's their fairy tale, in a way. One of their most popular fairy tales for them. But that's what was really, some of their characters are based from, Journey to the West. Pretty much. I don't dive too much into it, but it's like they were inspired pretty much by these characters, certain ones.
Yeah.
So, and then from there, pretty much, that's when they decided, let's start animating it, pretty much. Just turn it into anime, pretty much. And that's when they stuck to some of the stories, pretty much, that was in the original manga. Okay, don't look at me like that. It was an original, pretty much, and they continued that story through anime, pretty much. And it was really great. We had a lot of these great characters. I mean, you do better than this than I am when it comes to explaining a lot of this. Because like I said, I only got a little bit of that. That's why.
Okay, it started for a while. Pretty much it started as an animated original Dragon Ball series.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it was a story of Goku, this boy with a monkey's tail, pretty much, who runs into his girl who's named Bulma.
Now originally he was sent down to Earth to conquer it.
We'll get to that when we get to Z.
Okay.
Because like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about Dragon Ball.
Okay.
And it's the backstory.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty much. And that's where her journey took off, was Goku meeting Bulma, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
And her telling him about the Dragon Balls. Oh my god. You know what's funny is that she originally wanted the Dragon Balls to get the perfect guy.
Yeah,
and look where she wound up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anyways, damn it, I lost track. Essentially, and convinced Goku to help her out finding the other Dragon Balls, aside from the 4-star ball, his grandfather's Dragon Ball.
His grandfather's
And then from there on in, the rest was essentially history. Eventually, he met... There were other characters we would see in Dragon Ball Z, like Krillin,
one of his closest friends.
Krillin, Master Roshi, Yamcha, Puar, Tien, Shinhan, Chaozu, that's a good chunk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and even eventually Piccolo, which watching the original series, that's a very interesting decision they made with Piccolo.
Oh yeah, and believe it or not, that's Akira Toriyama's. He stated too a while back. That's one of his favorite characters is Piccolo. Yeah, is overall because he's like you grab a villain who eventually does eventually become starts to work with the good guys. So that's one of his favorite characters.
So when should we get to Dragon Ball Z? Now for us. Or I would guess I can't say for us in America, but mainly for us, we first saw Dragon Ball Z on Toonami.
Yes.
Toonami, feels like every episode we talk about Toonami. But,
well, not really, except for the Christmas episode we did, but it wasn't really anything with Toonami, but...
Well, I know, but still. But thanks to Toonami, we were able to watch Dragon Ball Z, pretty much. And for us... We didn't know about Dragon Ball, the original series. Dragon Ball was just Dragon Ball Z for us. And the way it started was interesting because luckily for us, we started around. Did you have anything else to say?
No, continue. I'm good. Believe me, I will be interrupting you.
For us, it was either. For us, it was primarily took place around Nappa and Vegeta arriving.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much. That's where it started for us, more or less.
That's when that saga kicked in.
Well, then, thanks to Rigo's, we eventually see the Raditz part and all that.
Yeah.
And from there on in, it was really cool. It was for us, I mean, for a lot of Westerners, this was their anime growing up.
For a lot of people, pretty much, you could state that a lot of them were inspired for whatever anime that they may be working on now. A lot of them would say they were inspired by Dragon Ball because that's what they grew up with. That's what they were inspired by to create whatever creation that's popular now that they created.
And now what makes this show so great for us growing up was these high octane fights. Pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, the fillers, they
were fun for a little bit,
but. I think for the most part, it was these high-octane battles, these intense fight scenes, these very well-done hand-animated hand-drawn scenes.
Hand-drawn fight scenes were just
amazing. Sadly, that's the one. The downside is Super it's not the same quality as the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah, from what I heard, it's not the same quality.
But anyways, this is what we got, and from there on in, we absolutely loved it. I know we don't have much to talk about in comparison to all the other times we've talked about stuff like this, but there was a lot. There was our favorite moments, there was our least favorite moments, there was our favorite arcs and things like that.
Exactly.
That's what we want to talk about. I mean, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time was what really convinced me to keep an eye on the Japanimation genre because it was such ferocity and intensity, and it was just so like not bone chilling, but like it was like goosebumps to me, and I can easily go back and watch the scene over and over again and never get bored of it because it was just there, and it's what got me into watching anime. It's one of the primary things. We watch anime beforehand. It was just like Sailor Moon here, Akira there.
Like some of the basic, more like movie type of anime, not like a series of anime.
Sailor Moon was a series, but
I know, but movie-wise, I'm saying.
But it's different things like that. Even Pokemon. But it was Dragon Ball Z that really kept us in the loop with anime.
Showing that there was they're showing that there was a not darker side, but it's like there's some series that have a solid good story.
But it first introduced us to pretty much more the world of anime, and from there on in, it was amazing. I can remember times where I really wanted the Frieza fight to end. Because, like for everybody else, they can simply sit down and watch it, not a problem. Now and back then,
Yeah.
no, or watch the abridged version, Dragon Ball Z abridged version,
Oh yeah.
and just watch it on in. But it sucked. We had to wait week after week after week.
And this actually made it the longest fight in anime history.
One of the
longest fights, anticipated fights, because it's like this pretty much took a total of 3.5 hours of a fight, and that's a total of like 35 episodes. Pretty much. That's how long the Frieza fight took. It was like 35 episodes that it took. Pretty much just to actually get it going, pretty much, or even have it fully end, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how come, like, for me, from all the sagas I've seen, this is my favorite, by far, favorite saga. Only because it's like, the build-up and the anticipation was just phenomenal. They did a great job with the story building. Yeah, I think the only annoying part was, of course, the fillers every now and then. But when you got right back into it, it's like, you're just like, and when it ended, you're like, I want more. Give me more.
And of course, then came the Android / Cell Saga,
Yes.
which I actually just found out that the 2 androids that they do fight in the city were supposed to be the androids, but apparently, somebody can correct me. One of the producers higher ups went, wait, it's a fat guy and an old person they didn't like it, so that's where they upgraded to the other 2 androids. Other 3 androids. But they are actually cyborgs. Let's be honest, they're actually cyborgs. But Android Cell Saga was really cool because when we first started out, we really didn't know if Goku survived. To us, Goku died. Even when Shenron didn't bring him back, there was still that innate fear in us that Goku didn't survive at all.
Yeah, he just died.
Then we got that really weird Garlic Jr. vampire filler arc that, and fillers for the most part are fun here and there, but I would have to say that just a lot of them don't hold up. The only filler episode that holds up is the driving test one.
Oh yeah,
That was fun. Where Goku and Piccolo learn how to drive.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, we eventually did get to Android Cell Saga, and we were introduced to what's considered one of the more popular characters of the show, because Frieza shows up because apparently she did manage to live.
Yeah.
With her father and soldiers in tow, and so what they've been trying to do is figure out where Goku came from. They found it, and they're there. They're ready to fight, even with Vegeta there.
Yeah.
Because he's stuck on the planet. And we find out that they're boned. Goku had to go a whole nother level of power to fight him, and they don't have anything.
Yeah.
And just when it looks like things are grim, we're introduced to one of the more popular characters of the show's run, Trunks.
Yeah.
Which we will later find out is future Trunks, pretty much.
Yeah, the son of Bulma and Vegeta.
Which we were surprised by that.
We're like, wait a minute, these two banged? Type of thing, so...
Yeah, we will find out this is future Trunks.
Yes.
And the Bulma Vegeta connection was very interesting because you're sitting there going, wait, that plus that equals that.
That.
Hold on a sec. That plus that equals that. Wait, one more time. That
plus that equals that.
See, it's like, what the hell? So, like, finding out he's from the future and finding out that things are kind of bleak in the future.
Yeah.
Because 2 androids pretty much killed everybody.
Wiped everybody out.
Goku dies of some heart disease.
Yeah.
Probably because he didn't drink it because it was grape flavored. This is a little Team 4 Star joke. But essentially, takes them out. Takes out Frieza and her father.
Yeah.
I think King Frost. I forgot his name.
King Cooler? Or, no.
I think King Frost or something like that.
Yeah, I know.
Manages to take them both out with ease. Like a whole level that Goku was at kind of ease, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Takes them both out like they're fucking nothing. And then we finally meet him. Goku finally does show up again. You know, it turns out he didn't die. He actually managed to find one of the Ginyu's pods, crash land on a different planet, and there is where he learned the instant transmission technique.
Yeah.
Which is essentially he can, I guess, focusing his energy on one specific point can teleport anywhere in the world pretty much in an instant, as long as he can read your energy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and it was a really cool ability, which doesn't get used. It doesn't get used to like use a whole lot more till what was it, like near the middle, like near the beginning of the self part of it and everything, and then what was it, near self part of everything? Oh, I'm forgetting near self. Where he uses it. Okay, I remember. Where he uses it on to get Dende because they need a new sage because Kami fused with Piccolo pretty much.
Yeah. So
to deal with the androids but with the cell problem, it's a whole lot bigger issue.
Oh yeah.
So, I feel like I'm talking a lot. Did you want anything?
No, I'm doing good so far.
Did you have? I'll get to the end, but just keep this in mind if you had any favorite moments from the Cell saga. I know Frieza saga is your favorite, but if you had any favorite moments. So eventually, he warns that in 3 years' time, 2 androids will show up and wipe out all of humanity, pretty much. And that's what. So from 3 years, they train their asses off. They go to the city to find these 2 androids, which is Dr. Gero, I believe founder and engineer of the Red Ribbon Army, a militia group that had very big numbers that was more or less wiped out by Goku in the original Dragon Ball series.
Yeah.
And his, I think it was 19 is what he called him. He was Android 19. Or
The green guy?
No, the white guy. The pale guy. Okay. Dr. Gero. Mm-hmm. The giant and fat android that was with him.
Oh, the fat android. I don't know.
I think it was 15, 18. I don't remember its number.
I'm not the one who didn't take any notes.
You didn't even take notes about the Cell saga, did you?
I know, no, I didn't. But still, at least I took notes. Yeah, my ass about taking all these notes and stuff like that. So
I think here, let me continue. Now what was interesting about this was when like Vegeta confronts him because Goku gets knocked out because of his heart disease.
yeah.
This came as a surprise to both of us because we were in that mindset. We were kind of in that mindset that like you had to go through a lot to become Super Saiyan, and Vegeta showed as long as you bitch and moan about it, as long as you seriously bitch and moan about it enough, and just go on full rage mode, you can become a Super Saiyan. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that's what happened.
Vegeta's a character on his own. That's his character alone was just a lot of people had their favorites, and there's a lot of people who also loved Vegeta because he was like that badass who just didn't give a fuck about anything. He just wanted to be more powerful than Goku, you know. But even then, it's like he did keep up at least, you know. At some point, he kept up pretty much. Where he was like, when Goku was there, at least he was the one to kind of take in charge a little bit. Where it's like, we need to do this, you know, type of thing. So
yeah, I mean, from there on in, we eventually get to the actual androids. They're a problem. Vegeta's Super Saiyan form doesn't really last long against them.
Yeah.
And what else? It's afterwards we get introduced to Cell, which it's like if you had like a number 2 pick for best villain, it would be Cell. Like in my opinion, like we get introduced to Cell. It's insect-like creature pretty much who with absorbing the androids can become more powerful perfect.
Well, with absorbing anybody pretty much. When he starts absorbing them, he absorbs their power.
Yeah.
So it's like he starts to become more powerful more and more, and that's when he starts up the tournament pretty much. That's when he starts up the new tournament.
Yeah, he eventually becomes perfect Cell because Vegeta's a moron.
Yeah.
So from there on in, of course, eventually gets part is the Cell games. This is when we introduced to one of the best characters in the entire show. Mm-hmm. Mr. Satan.
Yeah.
By the way, we didn't know until we were older that his name in Japan was Mr. Satan.
Yeah, we're like, wait a minute, what?
Hercule Satan.
Yes.
His daughter's name is Videl Satan.
Yes.
All hail Satan.
Yes.
So
No.
I got you on that one.
But anyways,
Hercules, the so-called like martial arts champ.
for more like in a way for like the human race in a way. He's like this great champ for the humans, pretty much.
But let's be honest, even Yamcha can put him in his place.
Yeah, that's true. You know,
Yeah,
but it's like,
so-
but more in the public eye, pretty much for a lot of people who don't know about all of this. It's like him, they see as this great grand champion, pretty much. Just one person that could beat him.
Yeah, so
That doesn't go as planned.
yeah, it doesn't. He gets his ass handed to him.
He got this.
So for the most part, Cell kicks Hercules' ass. He takes on Goku for a while, but then Goku realizes the only way to release Gohan's true potential is to just throw him to the wolves.
Yeah, pretty
or
much.
Or wolf in this case, or bug wolf creature in this case.
Yeah, just to throw him right into the fight, pretty much. And
So thanks to a combination of the Cell Juniors, and Hercule throwing one of the androids' heads into the arena.
yeah,
It's then we get introduced to something we were surprised at because we thought Super Saiyan was it.
Yeah.
But then we get another transformation, Super Saiyan 2.
yeah. Super
Now
Saiyan
earlier we got Ultimate Super Saiyan or Ultra Super Saiyan, depending on who you ask, which while is a more powerful form than Super Saiyan 1, it's a buffed up ability, but it greatly decreases your speed.
the speed, pretty much. Yeah, and that's because the first time we see that is from Trunks, pretty much.
Yeah.
Trunks is the first one to actually unveil it, and we're just like, really, you know?
Yeah, y'all worrying
but
up and shit.
then we start, like I said. But then when Gohan was going at it with Cell, pretty much, which I loved how they did. That's the one thing I really liked about Cell Saga is how they built up Gohan's character. Where it's like you're thinking that Gohan is, you know, the descendant from Goku, so it's like he has to live up to his father. He has to live up to show that, you know, I could be a great Saiyan like my father. You know, and that's when.
Let's clarify something. Goku is the worst father in the history of ever.
Oh yes, he is the worst father ever. Now when it comes to fighting, that's a different other story. But when it comes to being a father, he sucks.
Not a great father, throwing his kid into dangerous, life-threatening situations.
Yeah, exactly. But he, again, like I was saying though,
This time it was worth it though.
yeah. But he worked his way up pretty much, trying to fight him. You know, trying to get his true potential to come out, and that's when, of course, he brings out, the Super Saiyan 2 with which was like the hair is a little bit more straighter up, and you got a little bit more electricity, start sparking around him.
Yeah.
But even with that, it's like it was a little bit more of a threat to Cell, but not as much because Cell was still able to take him on. And then that's when it brought us to the great event. Pretty much is when he released the one-handed. But even though it was with his father,
it's the father-son.
It's the father-son Kamehameha, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which, known fact, besides Super, the Kamehameha Goku's done the Kamehameha 97 times, pretty much 97 throughout the whole. Besides, that's what he said. Except for Super, 97 times. And I just want to put that fun little fact out there because I was reading, I was like, really, that's cool. But but that's where we get the father-son Kamehameha pretty much, and you saw that the true power he had in him pretty much.
Okay.
But the only difference was that with Gohan is of course Chi-Chi and stuff like that compared to the dad. Chi-Chi pretty much wanted him out of this. He didn't want him doing a lot of this. We'll dive into a little bit in just a little bit.
But essentially, thanks to the efforts of the Z Fighters and Vegeta in the end, they were able to stop Cell.
Yeah.
Stop him for good, and Goku at this point is dead.
Yeah.
Dead. So we cut to now, pretty much, which is the Buu Saga.
Yeah, when we go in.
But for the most part, I think Cell Saga was, in my opinion, it was good. But then the android confusion at the beginning is what really threw
everybody off, kind of.
Threw everybody off.
Because we thought this was gonna be, a nice, good, another long shot.
I made Future Trunks look like a complete fucking moron for not realizing
that the true threat wasn't them, pretty much.
Yeah. So that was really stupid.
It was stupid, pretty much, but at the same time, it was like I said, it still had a good, strong. The fight overall was really good. So
then we get to the Buu Saga, pretty much, and we cut to I feel like we should. we'll go through Boo Saga quickly because I feel like we've been running off a tangent, just doing cliff notes of the sagas. Boo Saga to me was definitely one of the weaker arcs, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a fun watch and very interesting watch.
Yeah, because we got some funny characters like Great Sandman. We were introduced to the future, pretty much with Goten.
Yeah.
Go for 10 and Trunks, and then next up was the fact that Gohan hasn't trained in a while. His mom got what she wanted. She made him, and you'll see that in Super too. She got exactly what she wanted, which was a son, pretty much, like a son who's going to excel in life, not just fighting. And that I, for one, agree with Chi-Chi.
I understand where Chi-Chi's coming from.
But on my side, though, considering that on a consistent basis, you have threats that have come to Earth.
You need everybody.
He should have continually trained.
Yeah.
Because people have theorized that if you continue to train...
Like his father did.
From the end of Cell Saga onward, he would have been even way more powerful than his father.
Most likely much more powerful than both, even Vegeta and Goku.
But his mom totally training blocked him on that. So...
And they give him the cheesy, which, like I said, I still think it's cheesy, the cheesy storyline with the whole, Saiyan Man type of thing, which I thought
to be honest, I can see why he did Great Saiyan Man, and Great Saiyan Man is a stupid character, but I can see why he did it. He didn't want his abilities to go to waste because of what his mom wanted. And as far as he knew at the time, we didn't know about Boo. We didn't know his dad's going to come back. He didn't even know if he was going to enter the tournament. That World Martial Arts tournament or not.
Which he's only won throughout the whole damn thing.
Okay, well, one thing at a time. But for the most part, they really, I can see why they added Great Saiyaman. I mean, I can see why they added Videl, why they add certain other things, like Vegeta's sacrifice was one of the highlights of the arc. It was pointless by the end of it, but it did show his character finally come full circle and was finally done developed. It wasn't until later, but it was the start of him fully coming full circle. Yeah. It wouldn't be till the end of the Boo Saga arc.
Yeah.
The biggest drawbacks to the Boo Saga was the villain. There were so many iterations of the character. By the time they got to Kid Boo, it kind of felt like,
It was just like,
don't get me wrong, Super Boo pretty much wiped out all humans. While Kid Boo pretty much wiped the entire Earth from the face of the galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... But basically, Gohan learns how to unlock his true abilities thanks to the Elder Kai. We got Vegito, we got Gotenks, which... I'm not a big fan of Gotenks.
It was like more of like a fun combination that it's like they're just having fun with it,
The biggest problem with Gotenks is that it combined the immature kid's cockiness to like umpteenth level.
Yeah, way to the max, pretty much, where it's just like they were super cocky.
Yeah, so for the most part, I think that I wasn't a big fan of Gotenks. I did like Vegito. It's sad that we didn't get to see any more of him for the most part in the show. And that was it, pretty much. The Goku finally wipes out somebody with a spirit bomb for the first time in the series. That should be on your fact sheet too. He's actually killed somebody with the spirit bomb.
Oh yeah.
And thanks to that, the world's saved. Everything in between is kind of confusing. Like Tien shows up at a point. Gohan's about to really take on Super Boo. Then he gets eaten by him. Same goes for Gotenks. The same goes for Pick. He eats a lot. This motherfucker eats a lot.
And this guy's 100 million years old too.
And then another positive thing I say about the show is it gave us more development of Hercule. Yeah. It was actually thanks to Hercule that we got development with Majin Buu.
Oh yeah, we got more.
And see that he's actually not a bad person. He was just, I hate to say that. Remember that line from that one movie? I was just born this way.
Yeah, no way. I know.
Yeah, he was kind of just born that way.
Yeah.
And so things changed, and he eventually changed.
Yeah, he understood that what he can and cannot take on in a way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
that was the end of that, and that was it for a while. Kind of a dry spell.
It's a dry spell. It was a very big dry spell.
Yeah,
it went away for a while.
Yeah, and thanks to the feedback from the last 2 Dragon Ball Z movies we got, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, we got Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
Continuing the legend of Dragon Ball franchise onward into the future.
Yeah. After the success with GT and Z.
I don't want. I honestly want. I'll touch a little bit on GT, but for the most part, it eventually went into GT. Not very well received, and then eventually went into Super.
Yeah. Well, first it went from GT and then Kai, because Kai was more of what they did with Kai. Pretty much was that they just took out a lot of stuff that wasn't in the manga, for a lot of the fillers that wasn't in the manga, and it shortened the episodes much quicker, so it could fly through the Frieza saga, all that. So it flew through, so it was like a much quicker season, pretty much, to fly through. That's all it was.
You mean the Kai series?
That's what I said, the Kai. That's what I said. Yeah, GT, and then it went to Kai, where they brought it back, but they made it quicker. But then that's when, like I said, even then, we had the dry spell for a while, pretty much. That's how come they tried to do Kai, and it was just like, people wanted more than just Kai. And that's where, like I said, that's when they started. That's when we got Super, pretty much, because like if they finally were listening to fans going, "We want more. Give us more. You guys keep rehashing old stuff."
Yeah, no. That's what. No, that's why I said that's what the movies did.
Yeah.
Battle of Gods and Resurrection F.
It was setting up for Super.
Yeah. So let's dial it back to the movie. Well, we didn't see all the Dragon Ball Z movies.
Yeah, 19 movies in total. So
there is apparently a 20th one coming out later this year.
Yeah.
So for the most part, there was a lot of Dragon Ball Z movies. We didn't get all of them on.
We didn't watch all of them. We watched like some.
No. You didn't watch all of them. All I'm saying is we didn't get all of them on TV.
No, we didn't get all of them on TV. No.
Yeah, I remember. For me, I watched them. There's a person on MySpace. Everybody remember MySpace? On MySpace, who had all the English dub movies available, pretty much, and I watched pretty much all the ones they didn't show.
Yeah.
I remember they showed I remember on TV they showed World's Strongest, History of Trunks. Help me out here. Do you remember any?
History of Trunks was more like a special they did. That was not a movie.
It's more of its own little special OVA, but
it's good. I looked it up. No, because when I looked it up, they said pretty much when I was looking at the list of movies, the Trunks thing, they had that under specials, television specials. I'm
gonna keep it with movies and specials. Oh, there, I changed the topic. Movies and specials.
Yeah.
And History of Trunks they did show. We did get to see it with a Bardock movie. We got to see the. I think all the ones they showed on Toonami.
Broly.
Broly. They showed Broly. They showed Broly. Just God, fucking Broly. A lot. And what was funny is when watching on Toonami, things kept on changing. Like, they would stop showing episodes at one point, show episodes at another point, stop showing episodes at one point. And I remember Ria Magazine finding out they were continuing with the Buu saga at another point.
Yeah.
Like, calling it the final episodes and stuff like that. It took fucking forever for Dragon Ball Z to end over here for people watching Toonami.
On the west side, yeah, pretty much. It was just... It took a while, and I think it was just a matter of just trying to get everything sorted out with the voice actors and all that, pretty much. So,
yeah, and for the most part, all specials all movies and specials range from good to
yeah. Some of them were good. Some of them were just like, it should not be canon to the story. That's what some people believe. It should. There's some movies like that, but there's some movies that were like. It helped explain certain stories. Pretty much, we're like, okay, so that's what the story was about. This or that. So
I think overall, I mean, I don't want to say overall, but I have nothing else to say. I mean, the first Dragon Ball Z video game we had was Budokai. It was we didn't own it. We played through the hell out of it. Enjoyed it for the most part. It has problems, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Then 2 happened and. 2 was all over the place, in my opinion.
It was everywhere.
And then we got my personal favorite, which is Budokai 3.
Which is one of like on the list of everybody's favorites. Besides the new game coming out, but besides all that one, pretty much we're talking about the games before this, and that one is still up there as everyone's favorite. It was the Budokai 3.
Yeah,
that one was that one. I forgot. Did you own that one or?
Yes, I still own it.
Yeah, you still.
I have it signed by like 3 of the voice actors from the show.
Yeah.
I have Sean Schemmel, voice of Goku. Chris Sabat, the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo, as well as Damian Clark, the voice of Perfect Cell.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was awesome. He put on the autograph. He put, "Dear Kristen, Cell hates you." Signed Damian Clark. And it was really funny. Budokai 3 is my favorite because it had so many characters. It did this for me, in my opinion, the story mode right. It had a lot of fun mechanics, fun unlockables, and a really good time. Even that had that leveling up RPG system. You can have so much fun. You can even create your own kinds of characters, save them, and give them to friends as via codes.
Yeah, exactly.
That was really cool. That was where we kind of jumped off after a while. We had We tried Legacy of Goku. That was your Game Boy Advance game.
It wasn't.
I tried to get into the Tenkaichi games or the more of the arena style games, but I just couldn't. Something about them felt off to me. I just could never get into them. Then we got into Burst Limit, which was really good. It was a great right direction. Sadly, it has fair share of problems, and the video game rights to the Dragon Ball Z Legacy got pushed to another developer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So let's see. Anything else from Zero Missing? We didn't. Sadly, we forgot to touch on the Raditz saga. The Raditz Vegeta saga, which has the most iconic fight in the world. Fun fact: I missed it on the first run. I had to go back and watch it because I legit missed it. Like, I watched a little bit of it, stopped watching it for a few weeks for some reason, came back, and it was Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma traveling to different planets for some reason.
Yeah.
Trying to get to Namek. And then eventually got to the rest, which I started watching again slowly.
Yeah, of course.
I did eventually watch Goku Vegeta. That was definitely a very iconic fight. Definitely something I truly remember. Let's talk about After Z GT.
Yeah, GT. Yes, dive into GT.
We'll dive a little bit into GT, but for the most part, this was supposed to be the sequel series. However, Akira Toriyama wasn't very involved in this one. Only primarily from what I heard, the character designs and not much else.
Not much story. He was just there for character designs. That's it.
It seriously felt like a cash grab.
Yeah.
It felt
like they just needed something, and they needed something to keep it going, pretty much. And they're like, hey, these are our characters. Can you draw them out for us?
Let's look at the fault. We're just gonna start the faults because there's not a lot of positives. Yeah. They make Goku a kid again for some reason. Does not really pertain. They just made Goku a kid again.
Yeah.
I guess to appeal to the younger audience that will be watching it at that point in time.
Yeah.
To make him kid again for some fucking reason.
Yeah, poor Chi-Chi.
Yeah, poor Chi-Chi. Gohan is fully domesticated in this.
Oh, yes he is.
Fully domesticated. Goten is just a teenage angst kid who doesn't really train anymore. Vegeta is more of a stay-at-home dad since there's not really a threat anymore, and he mainly just drives his daughter around. He eventually does have an actual daughter.
Yeah, he does.
Does get brought up in Super though. So they use her again. Baby was the first villain we got out of GT.
Oh yeah.
Didn't strike me off. I found him more irritating than life-threatening, to be honest. Like, he didn't really appeal to me. Like, he really didn't oh my god, this guy's evil. He's so. It was like. Let's see. No explanation as to why Super Saiyan 4 has pants when he transforms.
Oh yeah.
That just he has pants now.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Super Android arc kind of sucked. It was just like two of the engineers, one of them being Dro, getting together and creating, essentially creating a new version of Super Android 17.
I don't know. I think it's
The black-haired one.
Yeah, I think it was Super. Yeah, that was Super Android 17.
That wasn't even the funnest part about that arc. It was pretty much just them having to deal with the fact that hell has been leaking out. Mm-hmm. Even Kid Goku taking on Cell and Frieza.
Yeah, GT was more like a lot of like filler for a lot of little things, like quick side stories, or quick stories to get to keep people interested. And it was like, it wasn't as good because it's like we need some type of good saga, something really good, and they didn't have anything.
They didn't have anything like that. But there was, and then like even the final arc, the Shenron's, the evil Shenron's Dragons arc, that could have been a lot more interesting, but then it wound up just being like really boring. Like with the only like 3 of the dragons getting any real development.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and it ends with Goku just finding out he can no longer be resurrected again, pretty much, and he's pretty much his 1-ups are up.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And that was it for GT. I mean, there was GT movie, they followed Goku's great-grandson.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Followed Goku's great-grandson, and Pan's like really old now, taking care of him. Mm-hmm. It was crap. GT is something we don't look back fondly on. Only problem primarily for like the Super Saiyan 4 transformations and things like that. Yeah. But that's it, really. Oh, Fusion Reborn. That was the Dragon Ball Z one. That's the one where
the game. Yeah.
No. It was a movie. It's the one. It's the one we got introduced to Gogeta, the fusion dance form of Gogeta. Only time the character shows up, that in the Budokai 3 from where I remember.
Yeah. Random thought. Sorry,
I was talking about movies, and that was another one they did manage to show on TV. Was Fusion Reborn. I think they also eventually showed BoJack Unbound. That's when they had another like global tournament or something. Yeah. And, like these blue alien dudes come to attack everybody and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was Dragon Ball Z. I keep up with the series through Dragon Ball Z Abridged, through Dragon Ball Super, which has, for me, I'm watching just the English dub, so I'm way behind on like where it's currently on. Mm-hmm. But it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough right now. I'm hoping it picks up sometime within like the next few episodes, because the next few episodes are heading into the Goku Black arc. Yeah.
That's.
I've heard good things about the Goku Black arc. Super has already had problems with the first 2 arcs essentially being rehashed, stretched out versions of the 2 of Battle Gods and Resurrection F.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That was it. Right now it's in like a couple filler episodes right now. Hopefully it gets to the next big arc soon. So, but for the most part, I keep up with it with me and him.
I still try, mainly him right now. I have all the episodes. I need to start, well, not all of them, but at least up to a certain point pretty much. And I still need to start watching. We're getting back into it again. Yes. I mean, I'm still, again, it was a part of, us growing up pretty much. Something that we loved staying up to watch. Yeah. And it's something I still am passionate for, because I still love Dragon Ball. I still love the saga. I still love the story behind it, the adventure you have with these characters, and the hopes and all of that pretty much.
And before we forget, in my personal opinion, the English dub's better. Continue.
I mean, there are times when they really should try to find a way to get rid of or get people disinterested away from Goku. Because they try to bring in Goten pretty much to try to fill his spot. Mm-hmm. But it's like a lot of fans didn't like it. A lot of people were like, no, we've always loved Goku. Goku's always been, he's the main character we've always followed.
Yeah.
And they tried doing that, and like I said, I see why they tried doing that.
Here's the thing though, another thing, I didn't bring this up, but another thing a lot of people didn't like about the Buu saga was that it was, you want it to be Gohan.
You want to be the Gohan to take on and be the one to
be one on this primary journey. His father's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
His father is dead for the most part, so you want him to continue the legacy from here. But nope, we had to get Goku back to save the day.
Still come back and help, even though he helped his son.
What
back,
I said about his fight against Super Buu proved my point. It's like, Gohan gets saved, and nope, it has to be Goku. You know?
Which I understand. That's the thing. With Dragon Ball, it's like, it doesn't always have to be Goku. I mean, yeah, he's the main character. Yeah, he's the one. He's that fighter, always training. He's always believed in it.
But other anime have proven you can go on without
the main character, or even even have another character beat somebody without using the main character.
Yeah,
you can still have that. But it's like they always wanted to we focus on Goku, but at least every now and then he could help as much as he can, and have somebody else be the one to try to truly defeat. Knows how to defeat this thing.
Yeah,
that's why I was really hoping for Gohan to do this on his own. I mean, yeah, he kind of had help from his dad pretty much with the whole father-son Kamehameha, but it was like still him helping him. And it was just like, I really wanted Gohan to get this one. I really wanted Gohan to be like, yeah, I'm the one who beat Cell pretty much. It was me.
Honestly, I can understand for that moment. I can understand why. Yeah. Because Gohan was doubting himself pretty much, and it was thanks to his father. His father wasn't the one who finished him off. It was Gohan who finished him off. It was just him motivating Gohan to finish off Cell, to release all of his power, because he knew that. Goku knew that Gohan was still holding back. Goku's been around long enough and fighting pretty much everything around the world.
And he knows how all their power levels are, and he knows that there's more to it, For Gohan, for his own son, he's like, there's more in you. I feel it, So.
And one thing you'll notice, too, like this will even be in the final fight of Kid Buu versus Goku and Vegeta. What's cool about it is Vegeta doesn't say a word. Vegeta doesn't do anything. Unless he is absolutely the last resort, he doesn't. He just stands there and does nothing. He just watches.
He just watches.
He doesn't say a word. He just looks. You'll notice that too. And when you get to Super, when you get into the Battle of God,
he does that last still.
He'll in the fight between Beerus and Super Saiyan God Goku. He just stands there and just looks up.
He's waiting.
He doesn't say a word. He doesn't say anything. He knows. He just knows.
Yeah, he knows.
And that's what happened in that moment. It's like. Goku knew exactly that Gohan was still holding back. That part I can forgive for Goku helping.
Yeah.
It's when it got into the Buu arc, when it got into Super Buu versus Mr. Gohan fight.
We didn't need Goku all the time, pretty much, to save the day every single time. It's like, it's the type of thing where we go and give other characters a little bit more credit. I mean, even though they're not as powerful as Goku, even let Vegeta win one for a chance, at least something to where he could brag over, Goku about it, something, but it's like we don't, besides that one pretty much, which, I mean, Gohan technically did beat Cell kind of on his own, pretty much, but it's like, you don't always need Goku pretty much to save the day. Like you said, pretty much, other animes have proven that it's like you can still have like side characters that have a win. They get the win, major win pretty much without using the main character. He could probably help just a little bit on certain little things, but have one at least main character defeat them. So like I said, I mean, that was my only. There are times when that was my only issue with Dragon Ball, but. I mean, I understand why we're following this main character. So, but like I said, I still enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Goku is still, a good character. He's a solid, great character. He's still one of my favorite characters overall. Yeah. Just because, he's the type of person who he has fun. He's just like a kid still at heart. But he's always training. He's always been focused on what he was trained to do, pretty much, or he was always focused on what to do and stuff like that. And I always loved how they've written his character sometimes. I mean, besides GT, which was a stupid idea, but still, it's like I still love how they write his character sometimes, because they give him a lot of heart and spirit, and sometimes you need that in a group of other fighters. You need at least one of them to have that positivity going, just walking as if like I own the place. That's what I loved about Dragon Ball Z, especially when they're doing the Ginyu Force part, pretty much.
Fuck, we missed the Ginyu Force!
Yeah, the Ginyu Force, pretty much. When he comes down, and all of a sudden they're all, like, Krillin, all of them are down, and he's just walking like it's nothing. They're like, who's this guy? Yeah. He's just giving them sensu beans, stuff like that, and he's just like, okay, I'm ready for this, let's do this. And one little hit, and you're just like, crap, this guy's like, that's what I love about Goku. He just walks around because he knows he's like, I know what it can handle.
We're gonna be
You know?
chastised for reading about the Ginyu Force.
Ginyu Saga.
God
Yes.
damn it, about the Ginyu Force.
But even with that one, because that was Ginyu Force, that one was still funny. You have to admit, that one was still funny because it was like, it really felt like a Power Rangers type of thing where it's just like, Ginyu Force, you know, it's like that pose they always had to do pretty much. And even you and me were like, it's Power Rangers all of a sudden, but as bad guys or what? Because they're always posing, you know. But that one to me, that saga, it was a fun saga. Yeah. That one was a little fun, pretty much, because some of these characters that they had to work together, pretty much from the Ginyu Force, it was just hilarious, especially with the body swap and all that. Yeah. You know, but like I said, you know, I just like Goku's personality overall. I love how his character is. I mean, I see where a lot of people love Vegeta. Yeah. Because Vegeta's like more like, I'm the badass, I don't give a fuck, you know, it's like, I'll be over here if you need me, you know, type of thing. And even when he gets in there, it's like he lets it all out. He just lets it out. And that's why I say, I see where people may love certain characters and things like that, which is pretty cool. You know, but for me, like I said, I may be just that typical type of Dragon Ball fan, but for me overall, I still like I like Goku pretty much. You know, that's why I loved that character. You know, and like I said, Dragon Ball, like I said, growing up with it really introduced us more into, besides like I said, Sailor Moon or anything like that, into more of like, we should start watching more of like these animated, you know, anime series. You know, that's where it got me more into Big O, into Trigun, and stuff like that. But, you know, it really got me into it because it was fun, entertaining, and they had really good, solid stories. Right. You know, I mean, we don't ever discuss of the live action one right now, pretty much, ever. What
live action one?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that I don't know what I'm talking about. But overall, like I said, I mean, our experience pretty much with the series and excitement for the game that's coming out, just even when we first saw it, pretty much ourselves, the first footage for it, for Dragon Ball Fighters.
And we both suck at fighting games, and we still want to get the game. So.
We still want to get the game. We suck, pretty much. We totally suck. I mean, I have Injustice 2, and like I said, I try to fight somebody, I'm going to get my ass kicked, you know? So, but overall, like I said, you know, this team Fighters itself, pretty much, it just brings back a lot of memories, pretty much, because it's the way it's drawn, the way it's set up, it really feels like you're actually playing the anime. Pretty much, you're truly playing. Besides the other games, pretty much, I saw what they tried doing with the art style, but with them, with Fighters, pretty much, with Arc System Works, what they're doing with this new one, it's phenomenal. It really dives you into the heart of Dragon Ball, pretty much, of what it feels like to actually fight somebody, pretty much, as if it's like you're fighting in anime, pretty much. So, I mean, like I said, It was always a part of us, pretty much. It will still be a part of us, and hopefully in the future we'll show our kids and so on and so forth, pretty much going, hey, this is this series, you should watch it.
Yeah, but for the most part, he's right. What he said, Dragon Ball Z for the most part it was just another stepping stone for us from where we are today, pretty much. Yeah. Our fascination with anime, our fascination with fight scenes and fight choreography and powering up, power levels are bullshit, stuff like that, is what really, like, we get us to still love watching anime. We don't watch it a whole lot, but we acknowledge for a fact it's there, it has changed people's lives, and we know that for a fact because it overall changed ours for the better.
Oh yeah, it did. Yes, it did. It helped us open our eyes to more than just, you know, a lot of American, pretty much, animation.
And some Canadian.
And some Canadian as well, but, you know, it opened us up to look at more international type of series, in a way, where there's, like, more to just what we were watching, you know, and how there's so much more great stories out there, no matter if it's in another language or anything like that. But it really opened up our eyes. I mean, like I said, it dived him more into different other anime as much as me, pretty much. Where, I mean, I'm still picky. I know he is probably too, but a little bit more picky on which anime I watch. I mean, as of right now, I have to get, you know, besides Dragon Ball, like I said, if you haven't seen any of our reactions for any other, like anime turned to live action, what they're doing right now, I may start watching some of those, because just from what he tells me from their story, it's like, okay, you know, I've always heard about it, I've always seen it, but I was like, it never really interested me. I guess it's just because I never really read into it, but whenever he describes it to me, it sounds very interesting and very, you know, something that it's going to be added to my anime list of series I need to watch. I would love to watch, you know, so I definitely definitely hope this video was a big insight of like our fandom, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason we went over the different arcs and stuff, to show you that we definitely grew up with this stuff. We grew up knowing a lot about each arc, about all the characters, and even when we got older, learning more as time went along.
Yeah, it's like, as you get older, just like in any show or getting older, you just have to look back and you just have to realize maybe, oh wait, this, you know, you start looking deeper into more of the stories.
Yeah, this was one of the main shows we grew up as kids, and it's still one that we still hold dear to this day because, well, for one thing, it's close to our hearts, but another thing, it just won't end.
That too, yeah. I mean, there's some animes that they end it, but the thing is, they've ended to where it's like people still love it no matter what.
Yeah.
No, they still love it, and you know that's why there's some animes where I understand, where it's like, okay, they ended on a good note pretty much, and that was it. You know, and there's some animes where it's like, okay, I think it needs to just, you need to end it the right way, and just let it go, and just let the fandom take it from there. Because then, you know, even from Dragon Ball, you have so much fan fiction pretty much people come up with, besides, you know, the abridged series pretty much, where people have fun with it, you know. You can still have fun with like a bunch of other stuff, but of course they keep dragging along. But hopefully, you know, the stories in Super, like I said, I haven't started watching Super. I need to. But I really hope they still stay strong and to the heart. He's been seeing it, so he probably can tell me pretty much if they are or not. But like I said, though, it's something, like I said, very close to our hearts, that pretty much it still stays in our lives, that we're really excited for. So
yeah. So yeah, and that's it for this episode. Yeah, one of our shorter ones.
Yeah, exactly. It's not too long. It wasn't too long, very much, but it was just a shorter one.
So other than that, though, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk some more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else, when it comes to talking about Dragon Ball Z, hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're also mobile, hit the bell icon.
Just let us know what you thought, pretty much, of just overall, just what you thought of pretty much of, you know, us pretty much when it comes to Dragon Ball. I mean, do you have any favorite sagas or favorite moments, favorite characters, anything that really, what was the one thing that really drew you into the series, pretty much overall? You know, was it DBZ? Was it, you know, the first Dragon Ball, or even was it, you know, GT? You know, what was it? You know, or was it somebody that really got you into it and just, you know, you took it from there? I mean, we'd love to hear you guys' stories down below. And we love reading guys' stories pretty much about, like, overall, just, you know, what it was like for you growing up with this show. You know, what really grabbed your attention or anything like that. I mean, for us, again, like I said, it was just, you know, it opened our eyes up more to anime. Pretty much more than just what we're watching. Like I said before, pretty much. And, you know, what really opened your eyes up even after watching this, or even not even after watching this, even, you know, did it do the same thing to you? Did you start watching more anime because of Dragon Ball? Or whatever field you're getting into, whether it's anime, animation, or just story writer or something like that, was it because of Dragon Ball, pretty much? Because there's a lot of people, great artists, or great people even today, pretty much, who are still inspired by Dragon Ball because it's the reason why they got into it. So definitely let us know of any of your stories down below. We'd love to hear them, read them, and hear what you guys have to say. But most of all, thank you definitely for watching us pretty much and still keeping up with us. For those who do watch the SRB Chronicles, I know there's only a few, but thank you for those who watch. Definitely try to spread the word, try to get more views at least on this series pretty much. Because like I said, this is a series, as always, where you get to know more of us. You know, who we are, what makes us tick, what we're fully into and stuff like that. So then you get to know, going, hey, I like them. You know, I like their opinion, their attitude, certain things. So definitely let us know in the comments below what you thought of our overall childhood, or, you know, with Dragon Ball, pretty much. Definitely put down your reaction to it. And most of all, thank you again for watching.
So until next time, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very Dragon Ball Z filled episode of SRB Chronicles.
See ya.
Later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to see any more of our videos, check out the playlist links down below in the description.
And you can also check out our Twitter account pretty much down below at Super React Bros.